How many fingers have I got up? 4 fingers. How many fingers have I got up now? 4 fingers. I still have 4 fingers. Anyway, hello there guys. How are you all doing on this fine, sunny, healing day for Mother Earth? Isn't it wonderful? Isn't what is going on around this adversary absolutely beautiful? I have been so privileged and so honoured to have such a blessed day today, and it has been wonderful to have such peace of mind to know for the last 20 something years of my life, maybe even longer, that I was right. And not only was I right, my intuition on the next 30 years, starting from 5 years from now, is going to be one of 2 paths before us, right here, right now, in the next 74 hours. My son's not coughing because of any radiation. G5 has not entered into the remit of Portsmouth Island as yet. However, tonight 2 police officers were taken across on the hovercraft on their bikes by themselves on a closed hovercraft, and a lot of the little sales cars were around who are connected up to Hawaii. How do you spell it? It's the Chinese mobile. I can't think what it's called. So anyway, for those who know me, namaste, hello, and welcome back. And thank God somebody is still here, even if it is just my mum trolling me and that little one that I always see up here, maybe 2 at the moment. But then when I come off, it says like 100 and something, which is still nothing. I am not Amir Khan. Amir Khan has just smashed it for us. Smashed it. Game over. They are going to have to call that the installation for G5 has been postponed due to the virus. They're going to have to. They have no choice now. So Sharon's just come on. In my opinion, based on the information and knowledge that I have in myself now, and I like to do what I call a defrag to get rid of the grey, black, black, white, grey. And for those that don't know, the people that we're up against is white, black, red. Everybody has their colours, everybody has their brand, everybody is an individual, one solo lone person who has an idea, who takes something that they want to do and builds a team. Government is one. The Queen is one. Queen's going to be gone soon, by the way, guys. Next couple of weeks, she'll be gone. She'll be gone before Easter or after Easter. I think she'll go before Easter. I think she will leave before the last plane is completely closed down. There are still planes moving. There is still transportation moving. There is still things going on. As from midnight on Sunday, please don't go and buy loads of toilet roll. Please. You can cope without massive amounts of storage, and you might need it when the police come to hide, and if you've got toilet rolls all over the floor, they'll know where you are. I have my exit plan. I know where my exit plan is if I feel that I need, because I am considered one of the people that needs to be shielded through this, and many other people have to be shielded through what is going on. I can use Amir Khan now, so you don't all think I'm a raging nutter, because Amir Khan has pretty much come out and said exactly what I have been trying to warn people about, how they are putting this installation in. It's not, let me just pull something up on my phone. I've done loads of videos today, but unfortunately, because of my phone being down, I haven't been able to live, and that really pisses me off because it means my crack book is not lined up. It means my diary and my heads and my thoughts are not all in synchronized order, and I can't get them uploaded. So now I miss a blog and I miss a section for even anyone who just sits there and goes through, anyone who's got the time. I'm sure you have the time now, you're on isolation. So if you want to go on my YouTube and go right back from the beginning, unfortunately, all my bamboozers are missing. Unfortunately, when I first started this, I didn't actually have a phone. It was literally, I think it was Anonymous 2014, someone literally come up to me. I know who it was, but I say someone come up to me and said, "You've got to have a phone on you today," and literally put a phone in my hand, and I had a phone back for a bit, but it wasn't all the latest technology. What you've got to remember, for those that do know me, is literally after the 3 minutes that it took for them to remove Aaron and Faith from me, without a struggle, and it was without struggle. The reason it was without struggle is because I was in a room no bigger than my kitchen. I had PC Stephen Lewis there. I had another police officer behind me, which was the female, and I can't remember her name. Amber can probably say what her name was. And I had a social worker stood to the side of me, which was at this particular point, it was Cheryl Osborne who was with me in the room, and it was the blonde one whose name keeps going out my head, who took my kids in a car, a Volvo, silver Volvo, in the room with my children on the ward. We were on a paediatric ward, and the police officer had said to me, "If you make a noise, if you say anything, if you do anything, I am going to leave you in this room, and I'm going to take the children without you even saying it." And I went, "No, you're not." And I went to push by him, and they said, "We'll just arrest you." I said, "But for what?" I said, "I'm ringing my solicitor." And I literally grabbed my phone and went to ring my solicitor. And I had a family solicitor at the time because I'd been in court over, trying to force Stephen to have contact with Aaron and Faith. And so I had, my solicitor from where I was. So I could have taken my right to ring a solicitor at the time. Your rights are just about to erode. We have no rights here in the UK as from Monday morning, and we have to do as we're told. Now, why the fuck would you not do as you're told if basically deaths are happening at such a rate, like the black crows that are falling out of the sky? If you do not believe me, then go and Google Wales and have a look back in just before Christmas, when the first pilot study for the installation of G5 was put in place. Around the areas, we lost a lot of, I say we because we are a nation, we are a world, we are one, we are connected whether you like it or not. I say we because I do not believe I'm an I believe that hopefully we are a collective of people all on the same path here. If you're not here, then I don't understand why you're here. If you're here to troll me, then do so. You make me stronger, you build me up, you make me more certain. I know my mind, I know my purpose, I know what I'm here for. You can't waver me, you can't take me away from that. So there's nothing you can do in terms of that. Yes, you can tire me out sometimes, and it's fine, but if at the end of the day, at the end of this is something even bigger and greater that you could ever imagine, that you couldn't get your head around. I say very quickly before I continue with what I'm going on. As a woman, do you think it's okay to have penetrative sex at the time of your period? As a man, are you okay with going down on a woman and licking her out while she's on? As a woman, are you okay with a man being down on you while you are gushing with blood and he's got his tongue hanging out with your blood is dripping down your tongue? You're okay with that? Because people in this world are, but not adult to adult. But before we continue here, let's go back to couples can now no longer go to shops together. We're being told that we have to maintain a radiation perimeter from each other of 2 meters. Okay, there are posters all the way around saying, while dealing with, one said, virus. Yeah. Oh, humanoids are switching out. I I see that on someone's fucking YouTubes of humanoids glitching now. Shall I do it? It's really funny. I'm going to see a humanoid glitch. I really wish I could. It would be so fucking amazing to be a humanoid, really. How cool, really. I'd stay on Britain and be a transmutated freaking humanoid once I died, just for them to see how far it could go. I've got a gloppy jabocki. Could you imagine them putting all robotic joints in between my little joints so I could go, you know what I mean? Oh, yeah, oh, fucking hell, it's really funny. But hey, anyway, shall I glitch out for you? Is Kelly a humanoid? Do you know what a humanoid is? Okay, now, take said 2 foot radius is the distance between where radiation points meet. It is the exact same distance that they are telling you to stay from one said virus. A virus is not airborne. A virus is it's like nits, yeah? A nit can only go so far. So if, say, I was too fit from a nit, then a nit is, I don't think it can, I'm not a nurse, I'm not medical, I'm not blah, 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 blah. If you want my CV, it will be online the moment I can pay for my websites. But it will be on LinkedIn in full creation very soon, so you can understand why I like to talk about quantum physics, why I talk about perpetual transmutation, and why I can understand the points between where fear and faith collides, not only in terms of your resonance or your resistance over reaction and anything else that you want me to go in. My concern for you, the people, is while you're in your house, you are currently being a cowering lion in fear of a virus, not going out, not looking after your basic needs. Rest, people. Over this Easter period, please rest. Connect up with your friends and family over, it's all of my children. We're all it's part of EDS. Hence why my voice is completely out at the moment. Daniel was completely blown asthmatic. But Shiloh has been completely on and off, hence why we are classed as a shielded family, because with EDS is not necessarily the problem with one said immunity, but what it is with what will happen when the installation is, say, transmitted and phones are said upgraded, is the level of frequency is basically causing what's called burnout, and that's a said overload, which causes a virus. So a virus is a human natural breeded terminology, and it's a technology language too. So you can get a computer virus and you can get a human virus. So we can bring these two things together and we can talk about them as one right now, just for this metaphoric way of me talking to explain what is going on around you right now. The frequencies transmitted between me and my said phone right here, right now, on my phone, I actually speak on speakerphone, or I tend to have an earphone in. If I had the technology that I wanted, I would, one said, protect myself far more from, one said, 2 foot away from my phone. I would need to be 2 feet away from my phone for none of these frequencies or airways to be able to within me. Please understand, I have been very, 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 very privileged and very, very lucky in my life that even though I lived with my father and my ex-stepmom, I got to go off with my mum every other weekend, and my mum worked in sales, which meant my mum was always the one that had the latest Orion, the latest Ford, then into the thing. So it meant she always had the latest technology. She always had the in-car phone. I had pagers when pagers came out. I was at the forefront of technology, even to the point where I was never ever into all this game stuff, but I was luckily able to watch the chip for the Amiga being created right in my own home. Do you know what I mean? Because my second ex-stepfather, but he was the third influential man through my mum, in my life, because Colin is the most influential man in my life, always will be. Sidecar racing, yes, man, that man gave me a life. Do you know what I mean? He showed me a totally different way of living, going off at weekends to go sidecar racing. He showed me all access passes. Do you know what I mean? He taught me that actually, when you know who you are and what you're about, you are the VIP of your life, and there are no restricted accesses for where you can go when you create within your own world. And that was a really big lesson for somebody like me to learn. I was very young, but you know, it was very cool, you know, to be able to, you know, it's another story another time, it's in the book, but you know, he my stepfather, I need to maybe actually sit him back up in a minute, because it's not related to what's going on, by the way. This has been since birth. And yes, the GPs, and yes, the health visitors, and yes, Dad. And we are very, 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 very aware with what is going on. He also actually at one point was seeing people for his ears, because we didn't know whether or not it was coming in through and stuff, because it actually moves between a tickly and a chesty cough as well. Sometimes it's different between, but we have been down at the sea tonight as well. So in fact, we've actually been out for quite a while today. We went out for the afternoon, and we've had a really, really lovely day down at the beach. And then Boris Johnson, the cunt, has just put a thing out on the post to say, hey, families, don't go to the beach this weekend. Bastard. Yes, fish are dying. Is this the Book of Revelations? No. This is a copycat of the Book of Revelations to make you believe that you can put all your fear in the second coming of Jesus. And I'm not saying that Jesus might not come, or it will come, or is coming. I'm just saying it's not now. This is a man-made, created sort of agenda. So basically, I'm an interventionalist, yeah. That's what I do. That's what I'm trained to do. So say you're an alcoholic and your mum or your dad's had a fucking enough of your behaviour and can't cope with you, they would literally drag you to somebody like me, and they would all sit around and just sort of go, and I would hold the fort with to get to the root of the problem. And then literally as a family, a friend of mine is the one who created the TV programme Intervention, where they brought them on telly. It was American and then done over here. So that's all that community. That's sort of what we were involved in. But it wasn't necessarily just interventions on that. It's interventions in terms of business. So say the projection of your business in the next 5 years is meant to be going that way, and then all of a sudden your business is going down and you're not 100% sure. Yes, it might mean you've got to go into a company and say, look, you're bringing your personal issues into my company here, and my company is not working to the efficient. I pay you to do a job, so we might have to come in and go, look, this whole company needs to change dynamics. It's not in line with the person who created it. It's become something else. One of the reasons I really hate to put Step Up Britain and all these things into the whole boxes anymore is because these people keep open, and everything that I do, they take ownership off me. When you have a board of directors, they can write you out, they can take you out of it, it might be your idea, but they can knock you out of it. And that's how cloning sort of happens. But there's a lot of stuff going on at the moment, and if you just sat down and you just went, the world, number one, what's going on? Obviously, everybody is on shutdown right now. Why are we on shutdown? We're on shutdown because of a potential threat of a virus that is per se transmitted between us all holding hands and being affectionate and loving and kind and caring and giving and hugging and loving and loving. And we all have to be at a safe distance. How long is this going to last? I think you're going to be queuing up this Christmas, if they continue this way, to go and get your new upgraded techno latest equipment. It isn't going to be the be all and end all of what they can create. They're nowhere near that. Some people have technology way beyond what us little mere people down here will ever have. While I'm sitting here in my council flat in my kitchen, where I have to turn my tap on and press my toaster down and turn my laptop on, and you know, there are already people in this universe that don't live like that, who come home to the electric gates that open, to the car being transmitted up into their thing, and then literally they're escorted out and they're meted by their humanoid. And then when they come into their home, and actually even when they come into their home, you know, they can just sort of say, oh, chill out music or whatever. You're only just understanding Alexis. You've only just got excited about Alexis. Alexis has only been the fad, the hey, I can tell Alexis this, I can tell Alexis that in the last couple of years. Japan and China have been way ahead of us of here in the UK by 10, 15, 30 fucking years. We're still dealing with linguistics as a new fad and a new thing, and psychology, which used to be institutions. If you know, I'm going right off on a fucking tangent at the moment, but what I'm saying to you is, you as an individual is just one person on this planet. There's somebody on the other side of the planet that's trying to achieve something. He's trying to do something. He has an agenda. He has an agenda for one world peace, one world order, one world structure, sustainability. And they sat down and they drew up a plan. And basically, they got all of the heads of states to all agree to come together in peace and harmony. They didn't smoke a peace pipe, but they all sat around a big oblong table with a chair and a person overstanding with the One World Organization agenda. They even have a Facebook page. It comes under United Nations. United Nations, European Union, and then your individual parliaments. Yeah. Australia, America, England, Ireland, Scotland, Wales, France, Germany, boom, to create the world, yeah? And we were all divided by, per se, language, okay? So, hi, my name is Kelly Cottam. What can I remember now? J'habite à Kelly Cottam, j'habite Portsmouth, Setonville City, près de London. Yeah? So, unless you know what language I was just speaking in, you wouldn't have a clue on what either fuck I was saying, okay? So I've just said the two same things, one in English and one in French, right? Well, actually, it wasn't the same thing. What I actually said in French is, hello, my name is Kelly Cottam. I live in Portsmouth, in said village in a city, which is next to London, so nearby London. And we were divided by those things. The one common language that everybody's speaking really is English. So the majority of people will understand what I'm saying as an English person. But we come from different cultures and beliefs and things like that. If you're okay with the advancement of technology and going into a world where your autistic child has a robot to help them to relate to the world and things, and this is really good and it relates to them, where all children have had immunizations that is going to make sure that they are immunized from not the next plague, because they can't immunize from what's not happened. They can only immunize from what has happened to making sure they can't get it again. But this immunization that's coming to us all right now because of this said virus is going to have more than mercury. You know, do you really want mercury running through your body? You're a human, not a humanoid, okay? Humanoids, that's mercury. Mercury's for them. You really, all that stuff, do you really want it in your body? Are you really aware of what is in lazy cunt bastards want to make a profit, shove some apples on the shelf, doesn't give a shit whether you get poisoned, they just want to sell the apples. They'll sell apples to freaking Russians on a rifle to practice. Do you know what I mean? They don't care. There's very few people in, say, business. Somebody who takes their personal life and creates a business. It's a business model. And then it becomes a business plan. In order to write a business plan, so if you're in said employment, you won't know what this is. This is for people in self-employment. So people who get off their own arse and work for themselves and not for somebody else. They build their own dreams, not somebody else's. Okay. So if you're, say, in a minimum wage, you're building somebody else's dream. Fact, you're not building your dreams, you're building some. There's no way you can build your dreams. You're building somebody else's. You're getting up to go and build someone else's dreams. Fantastic, but are you in co-symbioticness with that person, or are you just somebody who's doing the jobs that they don't want to do or need to do at the time, but you're being employed in contract to build their vision? Somebody out there has a vision. We know who these said people are. It's public, right in front of your very faces if you do anything more than between the hours of 7:30 and 9, which is the most political time. So if you're at that particular point watching EastEnders, Coronation Street, blah, 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 then you won't understand or see what's going on unless you watch something in one of these things that keeps you distracted, okay? We've had the Epstein and the Prince Charles, sorry, not Prince Charles, see, that's come next, but hey, another chapter, Prince Andrew. So, and then of course, Corey Feldman has come out with Who Raped Corey Haim and has named, obviously, the documentary Charlie Sheen. Charlie Sheen has not been arrested, all of this has gone under. Prince Andrew said this will never be talked again. The internet's going to get cleared up when G5 comes in. Whether you believe that there is a correlation between the current virus in the human world and the current virus that is going on within the robotic technology AI world, doesn't matter what it is, they're both still viruses that are running coincide at this particular same time, right here, right now. The crossover. Humans, humanoids, mixing business with pleasure. Why were humanoids created in the first place? Why were fake people created in the first place? They were created for sexual gratification. They were created for sexual pleasure. They were created so a man could fuck a plastic woman, basically, and then obviously it became about the child. Hence why I bring it back to the blood of a child. Hence why I bring it back to Zionist Jews. They circumcise a boy, they lick the blood off the end of his penis. It is to increase natural and youthness. I am 41, darling, and I have no stretch marks. And edit before people go and put this in a thing. But you know how I stay? So I actually look like an old cow, but bags and so tired. But you know, why do I stay youthful? I stay youthful because I like to scare the shit out of children and drink and suck on their blood because I believe that it makes me so youthful. But why does all this come together? How does this all come together? How does right here, right now, where we are right now here in this thing, with the fact that children go missing, children are trafficked, the elite need a LSD fix that is beyond anything, because we have, which is my right hand, we have man-made and we have AI-made. We have man-made drugs, natural-made drugs, and we have man-made drugs, and we have natural, man-made. Just at this particular point, I want to say to every Christian leader, every church leader right now, who are you listening to? The Lord or man? Because the fact that they've closed the churches in a crisis, the fact that night and dark and light and everything has just completely gone, and the fact that they have controlled and manipulated you to voluntarily give up your entire life to stay in with but a mere hour maybe To go and stand at 7 o'clock in the morning for 45 minutes in a queue that won't go anywhere outside Asda, which is what Jamie had to do this morning, and he just walked away, he couldn't cope with it. 10 o'clock this evening, going over for the milk, standing outside. On Monday morning, it's moving even further. 2 days ago, all ex-army were recalled here in the UK. I've had confirmation today from a number of people where their mums and dads or their ex-husbands or aunts, uncles have been recalled. The UK doesn't have the structures or implementation in place to deal with this, because I do believe that the people... Just 2 seconds, because... Oh, I'm going to have really greasy hands now. I'm not really into medications and things. The only thing I don't like here is I can't steam the bathroom up properly. I like mint and eucalyptus and things like that. But if I do have to, you know, I do actually work really well with the medical professionals, to be honest. I always have done. I wouldn't have got a diagnosis of Ehlers-Danlos syndrome if I hadn't. You know, I'm not anti people who are in position for wanting to help fix a problem or advance our technology to a certain level. What I have a problem with is the fact that they should... Boris Johnson needs to be open and honest. He does. He needs to turn around to the people and say, look, the One World Order basically met... Not the one, yeah, One World Order is what it is. That's not what they're called. It's the United Nations. So basically, it's the United Nations who want a One World Order. So let's put it like that. So basically, the United Nations want a One World Order. So there is a agenda in place for them to have full control of every island and every nation and every land within the structures of one said world. So put it like that. It's less conspiracy. It's just United Nations. Turn him over. This is the problem with us being in a one bedroom as well, because do you know what? It wouldn't even make any difference. I could have 2 bedrooms at the other end of a home, and them 2 would still go and get into the same room as each other. But they're so close, it's unbelievable. And that's what I wanted to talk about: closeness and proximity. I'm struggling to go to the shop. I'm only coping with my Spa on the days that my friend Lawrence is there, because obviously he lets me and the kids go in, and if it's said queue, you know, it's a bit different. But and obviously I've confirmed with a couple of people today who I know work in technology fields and things like that, that it is, and obviously within other stuff, that it is actually this 2 feet. It's the same for radiation, and it's the same for a human virus. Obviously polarity meets, so it's the same. As I've been saying, and as I had said, I made the decision to stay in the UK before the borders went down. Why? Because I can manoeuvre around Great Britain quite well. I know my country. I speak the language. What I just said in French is probably about all I could probably get away with saying, rather than quel âge as-tu and un, deux, trois, quatre, cinq, six, sept, huit, neuf, dix, and abacadabra, you know, all the way through to the alphabet. But that isn't going to get me moving through borders and controls and shutdowns. I've always told people at the moment, make sure you get your ID, make sure you have your ID ready. When the immunisation comes for this, there will be chemicals in there that will be the preparation for your rubber stamp and per se, and you will do it willingly because you believe it's saving your life. You will do it knowingly. You know, they may even say it might be a little bit itchy at start. You might get a little bit of headache. You might feel a bit sick at the beginning. After a few days, it'll be fine. Blah 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 blah. You know, but at the end of the day, they've sold you the lie. they've taken you down the wrong way of the river. Not now. And it's going to be fun and it's going to be great, and people are going to love being in their homes in these incubators where they're going to be able to have their humanoid who's completing out a match, and they're going to sit and they're going to be in these little things going while their own humanoid who looks like them, is them, lives their life for them while they sit in there. And actually not even with arms moving, but just by brain frequencies and waves. You know, this is mental, this is crazy, this is, you know, I think we could all have a general picture if we just sort of thought forward and thought, okay, there's two paths before me right now. This one's going to take me there, this one's going to take me there. It's no different than going to the train station. You're at London train station, you've got all these destinations that you can go to. Their agenda is taking us down this path. If you're okay with it, fantastic, great, go with it. But then make that area, that space, like smoking, yeah? It's either non-smoking or smoking. Well, actually, there are no smoking areas, but you'll divide to the smokers or the non-smokers. You know, now they're making it so people don't take kids out because a 5-year-old has died from it. Well, hospitals are telling you that they're not overrun with a virus. Don't forget, back just before Christmas, China was the first person to install, Great Britain and all of that. They had the pilot studies to put them up. What happened? The birds fell out of the fucking sky. Things went shitty. Yeah, it went wrong. Yeah. In order to install an installation like this on a massive scale to the point that you want to get everybody connected around the world and locked up, and getting their leaders of their country to agree. Some countries don't even have crackbook, mate. They don't agree with this shit coming in their world. One today has turned around and go, you won't be bringing immunisations into our country, mate. We're not your fucking experiment in all of this. You know, the Western world, you know, is they're not experimenting on them. They've gone straight to the Nigerian and the Afghanistan and, you know, culture to sort of go, hey, let's experiment our immunisation into this virus on you and go first with you. You know, why would you offer it to the poorest people first? Well, because they're tests. Would you want to be a guinea pig for this? I said when all them puffy things come out, it will form a clay on your lungs, and it did in the stomach. It did. It turned to cement in people's stomach, and it still is. But they can't tell you that because sales would run out immediately. So please, 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 I can't release everything right now, but please go and check what Amir Khan said. No different to what I've been telling you. Just he's saying it. And people will listen to him. They just don't listen to me. So if you'll listen to him, please go and listen to what he's got to say. Because if you don't listen to me, then come Easter, your brain's going to fucking fry. Keep the 2 feet distance. Because when they put this installation in, if it doesn't get halted due to the virus, you know, and if it does, then what? Say in the next 4 years it will all go again and they'll rebudget and people will lose a lot of money and they'll decide whether to invest in it again. But people will educate themselves even stronger over where this is going. Some people want a Mickey Mouse arm and leg because they've had their soldiers have been per robots for a long time. You know, the Mercurian freaking soldiers, you know, were turned into robots a long time ago. We watched RoboCop a long time ago. Terminator a long time ago. Now, the foundations. G5's nothing. G5 is just the fundamental foundations to put into a new system now that will be the foundations for something bigger over the next, well, they basically want to achieve this by 2030, sorry, But when we go to sort of 30-30, because people are thinking about this, or 2030, or 2040, or 2050, some people think about the now, the present, here and the now. Be in the now. But when you give birth to a child and be in the now, you do want to think about, you know, if mum dies and dad dies, who's going to look after your child? And the first thing you used to start with is godparents. Now, if you say God, you're crazy. You got mental health issues, mate. You got someone talking in there and here. What, really? You paranoid? Are you schizophrenic? You actually have conversations with the Lord? Yes, he downloads me, mate. And he downloaded me in ways today that was pretty mental. I can't wait to send up some of the videos and stuff that I did today. I just wish I just put my phone back on, but you know, I'm in a catch-22. If I go and make money on a regular basis, then I have to switch over from a system, and I'm not in a healthy state of physical body and mind and mental health to maintain that to a level at the moment that can keep this shitty fucking, grateful for one-bedroom poxy fucking flat. But I'm not in a situation at the moment to completely flip over from where I've come from. My responsibilities, my issues, my problems. I'm not asking anyone to fix my challenges or walk my life for me. I'm just saying that I just feel that the people that are making the decisions for us mere people right now haven't really thought about how they're affecting us in the decisions that they've made. And at the end of the day, like my porter, my friend, my little mate Rocco, he said, oh yeah, no, they've all been moved up to Southampton Hospital. We don't go through in there. But it's like, Choco, it's just rumours. You're dealing with rumours. Please go and listen to the video today of you know, I can't remember her name, bless her cotton socks. I'll repost it and listen to what she's got to say about what's going on. But listen to the people who can talk to you and then put videos up and things and stuff to show you the truth and facts, which I have no idea how to do just yet. I maybe will be able to do very soon, and I'll get wiser. I just have I didn't want to bury myself too much at this particular point within some stuff, because I could either be at the forefront and take the chip, or I'm going to have to go underground. And that's the decision you're going to have to make too. But I can't make that for you. And I can't make my own decision at the moment. I made the decision, did I leave the UK before the borders closed? Or did I stay? And I've chose to stay. It's an island. There's only 2 ways off of it. In an aeroplane, or 3. In a rocket, in an aeroplane, or in a boat. Car ain't getting you off it unless you're going across in a boat. So I'm now stuck here in the UK. Some people are still stuck on places from holidays and things that didn't get back. Some aeroplanes are still moving, and they need to really think about this, you know, because people can't afford to foot the bill. Yes, the council have agreed to put all homeless in hotels, but like my friend Al said to me today, he said, if I do, I'll end up with the one that is the experiment. He said, no, which is a shame, because it was a good gesture. There wasn't anything behind it. But are the homeless the most vulnerable in all of this at the moment? Yes, because the greatest thing to the people with a lot of this stuff is it gives control over that person, and that's not this. I don't drink alcohol and stuff. Do you know what I mean? Because I like to be in control of myself, and that's the problem. I don't ever like to be in a situation where something outside me is controlling me, and I like to be compos mentis for everything. I like that feeling. I don't like to wake up in the morning and think, oh, do you know what I mean? All I can say is, if the installation goes ahead, I think it's £92 billion or something into the UK installation, which has been done by China. Obviously it went first in China, and obviously there were side effects, clearly, and as with me, EDS, 22 years of wrongful diagnosis, the doctor who died only got to the second idea of what one said, and what he was saying was the coronavirus was a radiation leak, but unfortunately he died from that radiation leak as well. So I'm Unfortunately, a lot of the stuff that I'm putting out to you is getting pulled up for fake news because people might change the sentence and stuff like that. So be very careful. Don't try to, if you're sharing videos and stuff like that, please don't try to sensationalize stuff because they'll really have you. You've only got to say one word wrong and they'll have you as fake news. You've only got to miscreate your title or, you know. Again, to anyone just coming on, my son hasn't got a virus. This is an ongoing matter. As you can see, Shiloh's fine, it's just Elijah. The medical people where we watch, we monitor, these two are definitely EDS children. It's irrefutable, you can't deny it. So the challenge is he's on his back and I'm going to have to turn him over and maybe put him on his side because it means our glottis is sitting back on our things. So but he's got to learn to control it. He's got to learn. It's his condition. He has to learn to master it. He has to learn. I can guide him and show him that you don't sleep. Well, actually, I sleep. Like this is just the way that it is. But at the end of the day, what I would just want to say to you is, if you are connected to somebody at the time that, say, I don't know, someone puts their hand in a bowl of water at the same time as somebody puts in a toaster, then there's going to be a current. So what they're basically asking us all to do without telling us is, while they install this and while they put this in, to please be the radiation distant point away from each other, because if someone's got a G5 upgrade and somebody else hasn't got a G5 upgrade, there's going to be a and from what I see, the effects of this upgrade, as we have seen with previous G1, G2, G3, G4, G5 upgrades, with each of them there has been a consequence. There has been a bleed. I'm going to get into the whole blood thing a little bit later, because that's obviously what the elite are using that are making them so mad and so crazy that they are getting tripping off of drinking the blood of terrified children, traumatized children, children that are raped and beaten and trafficked. That these people are making the decisions for you and me and my family and how our world runs. Yeah, let's have a one world agenda. Let's have a united nation. Let's have order and structure. But not from fucking satanic fucking devil worshipping fuckwits who don't even actually understand this concept of what the devil and satanic and Baphomet actually really is, or God. They're just out there fucking head on nutty, going mental. And whether G5 is a really good thing for the level of technology, everything can be used for good and bad. Let's just make sure it's used for good, yeah? Because it's not fair to depopulate a overpopulated world in such a eugenic way. These are real people. But hey, this Christmas, hey, let's have a vigil for all the victims and find out how many there really was, hey? Oh, what was that? What? Oh, hang on a minute. The families are all saying that, what? Fake news? See you later. Fucking mental, this shit. Mental. Oh, come on, Turner. Oh, seriously. Oh, seriously. May the Lord be with us all, people. Get on your knees and pray. Get on your knees and pray. There is crazy people out there trying to, I don't know, make lots of money and be really greedy and drink champagne and take drugs and fuck children and screw and have affairs and be really debaucherous and really horrible and really greedy, and they don't give a fuck about you.